Hey everybody, Shawn Holsinger here from holsingersflyshop.com, bringing you a summertime nymph pattern. This one's a really good one. It's the Dobson fly, or otherwise known as a Hellgrammite. Great summertime staple for trout and smallmouth. Is going to catch you lots of fish, and this one's easy to tie. And it's some material you might already have laying around your house. So stick around at the end of the video. I got some exciting news, and I'm going to tell you how I came about finding this pattern and where I'm going to use it at. So here you go. Here you're going to see a picture of the fly and then the material list to tie it. Okay, here you see the Dobson fly nymph in the vise. Very, very cool looking little nymph pattern. Easy to tie too, so let's get into tying it. For a hook, I'm going to be using, this is a 1730 here, but all the 1730 is a 2220 with a bend in it. So if you have a 2220 streamer hook, just put a little bend in it about a third of the way back, and it'll work just fine. This is a size 6 that I'm tying on. You can tie it definitely bigger. You can even tie it a little bit smaller. The Dobson fly has a long lifespan, so it's going to come in lots of different sizes. And it'll actually get pretty big too. So I'm going to put on here a tungsten bead here. This tungsten bead is actually a slotted one. You can see I had a slotted one in a 4mm. That's what size I had in the 4mm. Or sorry, I had to slot it. I didn't have a regular, so I just put a slotted on there. And then I got about 25 wraps of 0.20 lead here. And then just shove that up into that slot so it doesn't ride around too much. Next thing I'm going to put on is some Semperfli Nanosilk. This is 12-aught black. I just like the Nanosilk because it's nice and strong. And just wrap that lead into place to hold it into place. Next thing I'm going to put on is some flex floss. This is brown flex floss, and I'm going to make the tail on this here. So I'm just going to put one down each side. I'm going to put it on the side, bring it around the other side, and wrap it around there. So we got a tail sticking out the back on it. It's actually what it uses to hang onto rocks and stuff. So just put that in a Y out the back there, and you're good to go. And then we're going to put all the body materials on here now, so because we're going to wrap it all forward. So next thing we're going to put on is a piece of chenille. This is brown, medium chenille. And I'm going to cut off a pretty big long piece here just because it's a little easier to work with when it's nice and long. And we're going to just tie that on right in behind the wraps of lead there. And what it's going to do is even out that body. So I'm going to tie it on the side closest to me. Doesn't matter if you tie it on the side closest to you or further away from you. What is important, I don't like to tie it on top because of one of my next materials here. I want it on the side where I can start wrapping from. Next thing we're going to put on is some Brassie wire. This is black. And again, just pull off a big chunk here. And we're going to tie it in on the other side. This one's not as important if you tie it in behind the lead wire. Whoops, rolled off there. Because it's not going to build up a lot of body like that chenille is. If I would have tied that chenille up on the lead wire, it would have created a hump. Where this, by wrapping it in behind the lead wire, you see how it transitions really nice from the lead wire to the hook shank there. Next thing we got is some thin skin or scud back. This is 1/8 black scud back. Now the chenille, you can tie it in black if you want. I'm tying it in brown just for a little bit of color contrast because most things in nature aren't just one color. They're two-tone, and I just like this two-tone look a little bit more natural like. And so we're just going to tie on that scud back right off the back, right to the bend of that tail there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start wrapping our chenille forward. So what I want to do is I want to do one full wrap and get it up on top here. And then I'm going to wrap it off with like 2 wraps, and then pull it back out of the way. So this has little tiny legs going the whole way up the side. So we're going to take the flex floss and I'm going to tie 1 in on each side. I'm going to take about, you see there, it's about 1 inch long. Tie 1 in on each side. And then make them come straight off the side. Once I get the other one in here, I'll show you from the top view. Okay, there you see from the top view, I got them tied 1 in on each side and going right on the side. Then I'm going to take my chenille and I'm going to wrap in between those legs. Get 1 wrap in between them, and then I'm going to get 1 wrap in front of them. Oops. Wrap in front, and then I'm going to come back up on top and tie it off again. Alright, when I tie it off, we'll pull it back out of the way again, wrap 2 more legs on the side, and we're going to continue this the rest of the way up the body here. Do a couple more of these legs going up the side. This is a big smallmouth fly in my area, but it'll work great for trout too. So don't be afraid to use it on the trout stream. Again, 1 down each side, let them spread out like that. And then for this one, I'm going to go behind that 1 wrap, behind that 1 leg. Whoops. Always making sure I tease my legs so I get them coming right off the side. And then 1 wrap in between them, 1 wrap in front. Tie it off, and I want to do 1 more set of legs. Back out of the way. Another set of legs on here. This is a little bit of a long fly, but it's a very cool, very realistic fly. So there you go, down each side again, and then the first wrap, like I said, I like to get even wraps there, so I'm going to take this one behind a leg and then go in front a wrap and then pull the legs back. Now it's time to build the head on this thing. So I'm going to tie this chenille off. A couple good wraps here to tie the chenille off. Give you the top view here. Here you see my legs going down the side. It kind of reminds you of a girdle bug. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie this thin skin up over the top. Get it in the center and tie it down. Okay, so want it right down the center, covering over them legs, and then we're going to wrap our lead going up the hook. So we're just going to take our wire here, not lead, the wire, sorry. We're going to take our wire and I'm going to try to get 1 wrap behind the legs. Oops. Which is sometimes a little difficult to get that first one behind, but you don't really have to worry about it. If you can't get it, go in front of it. And then we're going to do a wrap in between each set of legs here. So tweak your wire around there so it goes in between all the legs and doesn't trap any of the legs down. And go the whole way up. Get it the whole way up there, and then I'm going to pull my scud back, and then wrap 1 or 2 wraps around the wire and tie this off. And then you can helicopter this out of the way. Now we're going to get this scud back on top and pull it backwards, get it back out of the way. And we're going to put some dubbing up here to finish off the head on this fly. For the dubbing, I'm using some SLF pattern blends. This is Hellgrammite color. And I'm going to take a pinch of it, a fairly decent size, but not too long. And I'm going to tweak out the fibers, get them all going the same direction. And I'm going to make a dubbing loop here like you see. But I'm going to do about 1.5 inches long of this. and tweak it out there so it makes a nice buggy abdomen on it, or thorax I should say, sorry. Gonna make a dubbing loop here, gonna twist my thread around the hook here, and I like to do one wrap around my dubbing loop and then back there. Then we're gonna use whatever dubbing twister you have, put it in the gap there, put my material in. Okay, get my material in the gap there, twist it up. And then I'm going to tweak that out, just tease it out so it's nice and buggy here. Okay. Now, once you get it nice and buggy, we're just going to make a couple wraps around here. Wrap it right up there behind that bead and tie it off. Last thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go right through the top of that dubbing and try to separate it down each side to get that scud back to come back over the top and not make it equal down each side. And just a couple wraps around with on that scud back, and then we're going to tie it off. Make a nice whip finish here. And then we'll trim up these legs to length and we're all done. So legs on these things, on the abdomen of them, are very, very short. So I'm going to go about 1/8 of an inch long, just come right down the side. Make sure I got them all there. You see there's that side. Trim them up so they're nice and equal down each side, about 1/8 of an inch long, like you see. It's just to give it that buggy look. And then the tail, I'm gonna go just a little bit longer on the tail, like you see there, and you got a nice buggy looking pattern. Just make sure you get them all coming straight off the side, because they do come straight off the side there. They don't go around the bottom or anything like that. Got a nice buggy looking pattern and you're ready to go fishing. Okay guys, hope you like this pattern. I really, really like it. And I told you at the beginning I had some exciting news, and where I found this pattern all ties into that exciting news. I was doing some research on South African flies. The reason being, you guys know if you follow my social media, I love South Africa, going over there and hunting and stuff. I'm getting the opportunity this fall to go over and fly fish for trout and for yellowfish, which is their native fish. But if you didn't know it, South Africa has really good trout fishing opportunities. Some humongous rainbows, some still water fishing for rainbows, and some brown trout in the stream over there. So I'm getting to go over, and we're going to try to work out that we can run some trips over there every year. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me. Definitely reach out to me. We're working out the details on how we can do everything, but we're going to try to run some trips over to South Africa to do some fly fishing and hunting. If that's something you would be interested, definitely reach out to me. holsingersflyshop@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. But I was doing some research on that, trying to find some flies that I could take over, and came across one of the South African fly fishing pages, and it had a Dobson fly pattern. And I looked at it. It didn't match the colors that we would use here in the States. They were more white and orange. But I thought, well, all you got to do is change the color to match the hatch here in our area. And I started playing around, and I absolutely love the color combination that I just showed you here in the video. And I think you will too. It's going to work great for smallmouth and trout in your area. Don't be afraid to try it on trout. They'll gobble them up. But of course, you know, smallmouth it's a staple of smallmouth in the summertime. So anyways, guys, I hope you like this pattern. It's a really easy one to tie. And like I said earlier, it's probably a lot of material you already have laying around your house if you're a big fly tyer like I am. So give it a try. Get out, use it on the stream. Change the color if you want to. Change the size, definitely tie some bigger. I really like that size 6. It's just a nice small multi-purpose trout, smallmouth, rock bass kind of size to it. So give it a try and have fun. If you need any of the materials to tie this, like always, please go to our website at holsingersflyshop.com. We'll be more than happy to help you out there. And give me a shout if you're interested in any information on going on a trip to South Africa with me next year. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next week when I bring you another video, I'm Shawn Holsinger.